All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach is already a huge success, even before the fight card started. And I'm going to tell you this now because there is a misinformation campaign that has already began that is going to say that that fight did very badly. So we are fortunate enough in this instance to have the projections of the fight and the numbers that they're going to do ahead of time, what they're on track to do, so that people cannot just make up. People cannot just make up numbers that they get from fantasy places to try to say that it wasn't successful. So let's talk about that and what I think is going to happen in the fight in the undercard in this video. There's a lot of misinformation going on in around the sport of boxing, and much of it is very, very purposeful. One of the topics where there's a lot of misinformation that flies around is how pay-per-view events like the one that will be taking place tonight, that I will be buying for sure, between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, with the undercard, a fight that I'm really looking forward to seeing, Gary Antoine Russell versus Rayo Valenzuela. Big time fight card coming up. The misinformation around this fight began when people were putting out videos saying there's no demand for this fight. Nobody wants to see this fight. You actually had people out there who are clearly paid by promoters and others saying don't buy this fight. We don't need to watch this fight at all. Trying to run the numbers down. Well, as a present for the people that are loyal to the truth and loyal to common sense, we have projections that have come out for the fight that have been released so that people could counteract the lies that are being told so widely about the PBC and the performance of their deals. So what is it? Gervonta Davis is on pace to sell over 500,000 pay-per-views. That is the number that I've been given. They said that they believe that they can hit 500,000 pay-per-views. It may be as low as 425. They believe that it can be 500 or above is where they targeted because of the performances of the last pay-per-views that were on Amazon Prime. The 200,000+ that watched David Benavidez versus David Morrell, two relatively unknown fighters that did over 200,000 pay-per-views. Gervonta Davis's performance against Frank Martin in the one of the introductory Amazon cards, which did well over 400,000 pay-per-views. They have invested more money. They have people are more used to buying the apps and watching boxing and the programs that are going on Amazon on a daily basis. I actually went to the store and people knew that the fight was going to be on. So there you go. Good signs everywhere for this fight. And I'm being told that it is projected to do over 500,000 pay-per-views. So you also have that gate, which is targeted to be somewhere around a $10 million gate. I've heard numbers somewhere around a 9.8 million, somewhere around that is what they're targeted to be, which would be almost doubling Gervonta Davis's record for the Barclays Center in New York. Now, I've heard other things about numbers that he could be breaking for the live gate, maybe in New York, where they say it's the Rolling Stones, and the Rolling Stones was around the number that he's at now. So he might actually break the Rolling Stones record for the gates in the state of New York. Let me tell you, when you start out selling the Rolling Stones, you're a big star, okay? So all of this talk about Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis is the biggest name in boxing and very easily the biggest name in boxing right now when Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia. When these cards that you guys are talking about are these really great cards. You even have the card coming up with Not saying they're bad cards. Like, I'm looking forward to Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. I'm looking forward to that because I'm a Chris Eubank fan. So I'll probably watch that fight on DAZN. Probably watch that on DAZN. Or I might buy it. If it's available, I'll buy it on payperview.com. Right? So there's some fights that are, good fights over there. But I'm saying trying to have Ryan Garcia fighting Rolly Romero in Times Square. Good luck with big crowds and making any money in Times Square. It's almost like they can't get a good venue there. So they are scared that they don't want to lose money in the venue, so they're just going to give it away and pay the city of New York to block off Times Square for some boxing matches. Okay, you're okay. Anyway, this particular one in New York City, the one that is going to take place this weekend, is a booming success already. Now, in order for the fight to be successful for Gervonta Davis, obviously though, Gervonta Davis is going to have to win the fight. And one of the things we know about boxing is that anything can happen in a boxing event. Anything can happen in a boxing event. Freak accidents, people get sick, all kind of drama can take place in a boxing event. In the prep for the boxing event, right, during the lead into the boxing event, especially if you've been paying attention to the videos that I've been doing, you got to cleanly get through that fight because you never know what can happen. Between the fighters, you go the distance, you get a rogue ref, you get a rogue referee. See, in order to make the fight, completely successful, Gervonta Davis has to get through it safely with a nice win over Lamont Roach. And when all of the negativity comes out about the fight, I myself am probably going to ignore it because you already know they've already got their line. They've already got all of their press clippings ready no matter what the fight happens. If Gervonta Davis knocks this guy out, okay, well, who are you going to fight next right now? That was a sorry fight. We didn't want to see it. And again, the people that are constantly saying they don't want to see it are the people that are not included in the 500,000+ people that actually do want to see it. And they're going to swear to God that they are. I even caught a young man on my show who said, "Are you going to watch that fight? You're not seriously going to watch that fight." Like, yeah, man, I'm going to watch the fight, man. What do you mean? It's a Gervonta Davis fight. So he started blabbing about it. I told him I didn't want to talk or hear that misinformation that you guys put out. And then he immediately switched to, "Oh, but I am looking forward to seeing the Gary Antoine versus Rayo Valenzuela fight. What do you think about that? I can't wait to see that." So I was like, man, are you saying that you're going to not watch the fight, or are you going to watch the fight? Well, I'm going to watch the fight. I'm just not paying for it. Guys with misinformation that argue in triplicate. First, he wasn't going to watch it at all. But if we have to talk about it, he's only interested in the second fight. And then, of course, to watch the second fight, he's just going to steal the fight. So he basically propositioning people to do anything but support the fight for Gervonta Davis. And the public relations campaigns are so obvious. It's been so thick for so long. They've been overdoing it since Floyd Mayweather Jr. and this continuous contentious presentation of the facts. Anyway, I can't wait to see this fight going on tonight. I'm super happy that it is actually a success. And we're going to tell you that it was a success financially before the fight starts. So you can't lie about it 2 days afterwards and try to drag down the market value of Amazon Prime by rumoring that their programs aren't doing well. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.